The Galactic Council had always dismissed Earth's wildlife as primitive, insignificant in the grand scheme of the universe. Varikan the Merciless, a warlord whose reputation spanned 12 systems, shared this view. His scales gleamed obsidian black under the harsh lights of his command ship, and his 4 eyes burned with the confidence of someone who had never known true fear. He had come to Earth for one reason: leverage. The humans had proven surprisingly resilient in the war, their tactics unconventional, their spirit unbreakable. But Varikan knew every species had a weakness, and for humans, it was their young. On the outskirts of a small research station in the African savannah, 7-year-old Freya played near the electrified perimeter fence. Her father, Dr. Malik, worked inside, studying the local ecosystem's adaptation to the recent alien conflicts. Freya's laughter echoed across the golden grassland as she chased butterflies, her dark curls bouncing with each step. Varikan's scouts had identified her as the perfect target. Isolated, vulnerable, human. The warlord himself descended in a stealth pod, flanked by 2 of his elite guards. He wanted to deliver the message personally, to see the hope drain from human eyes when they realized their children were no longer safe. He would take the girl, broadcast her capture across every human colony, and watch their resistance crumble. Freya noticed the shimmer first, the way air bent around the cloaked figures approaching. She had been taught about the aliens, shown pictures during the safety drills. Her eyes widened and she turned to run, but Varikan was faster. His clawed hand reached out, grasping her small shoulder. "Do not struggle, little human. You are coming with—" He never finished the sentence. From a burrow beneath a nearby acacia tree, something emerged. It was small, perhaps 60 centimeters long, with a distinctive white stripe running across its black fur. Its eyes held no fear, no hesitation, only pure, distilled aggression. The honey badger had been sleeping when the vibrations of the landing pod disturbed it. Now it saw a threat near its territory and reacted, with the biological fury that had made its species legendary among Earth's creatures. It charged Varikan, barely had time to register the creature before it launched itself at his ankle. Teeth designed to crack turtle shells sank through his armored boot. The warlord screamed, a sound no one in 12 systems had ever heard him make. He released Freya, who scrambled backward. "Kill it!" Varikan roared at his guards. The first guard aimed his plasma rifle, but the honey badger was already moving. It released Varikan's ankle and went for the guard's weapon hand, climbing the alien's body with terrifying speed and purpose. The guard's shrieks joined Varikan's as claws raked across his face. The second guard fired, but the honey badger's loose skin, an evolutionary adaptation that allowed it to twist and turn even when bitten, meant the blast only grazed it. Enraged, the creature turned its attention to this new threat. What happened next would be studied in military academies across human space for generations. The honey badger fought with a ferocity that defied its size. It targeted weak points with surgical precision: eyes, joints, the soft tissue beneath armor plating. When the second guard tried to grab it, the creature twisted in his grip and bit down on his wrist with enough force to shatter bone. The guard dropped his weapon. Varikan, bleeding and humiliated, activated his personal shield generator. The honey badger bounced off the energy barrier once, twice. Then it did something that shouldn't have been possible. It started digging. The creature's powerful claws tore through the savanna soil, burrowing beneath the shield's edge. Within seconds, it emerged inside the barrier's perimeter. For the first time in his long career of conquest, Varikan the Merciless knew terror. He ran. A warlord who had destroyed planets, who had made emperors kneel, fled from a creature weighing less than 16 kilograms. His guards, nursing their wounds, scrambled after him toward the stealth pod. The honey badger pursued, relentless as death itself. It caught Varikan just as he reached the pod's ramp, sinking its teeth into his tail. The warlord howled, kicking frantically, finally breaking free. The pod's hatch sealed with Varikan inside, the sound of his panicked breathing echoing in the cockpit. From the ground, covered in alien blood and its own, the honey badger watched the pod ascend. It chittered once, a sound almost like satisfaction, then turned and waddled back to its burrow. Freya, who had watched the entire encounter from behind a rock, slowly stood. Her father burst from the research station, having seen the alert from the perimeter sensors. He swept her into his arms, checking for injuries. "Papa," Freya said. her voice steady despite what she'd witnessed. A small animal saved me. Dr. Malik looked at the scene, the scorch marks, the alien blood, the distinctive paw prints leading back to the acacia tree. He smiled grimly. That wasn't just any animal, sweetheart. That was a honey badger. It didn't seem scared at all. Honey badgers don't get scared, Fareya. They're Earth's reminder that size doesn't determine courage. The footage from Fareya's personal recorder, automatically uploaded to the military network, went viral within hours. Humans across the colonies watched in awe as a single Earth creature drove off one of the galaxy's most feared warlords. The propaganda value was immeasurable, but more than that, it became a symbol. When Varikan's ship rejoined his fleet, his warriors saw their leader's wounds, the tooth marks, the claw scores, the limp. Word spread quickly across the alien coalition. The mighty Varikan defeated by something called a honey badger. His reputation crumbled overnight. Allies reconsidered their allegiances. Enemies grew bolder. Within a month, Varikan's empire began to fracture. Within 3, he was dead, not by human hands, but by his own second-in-command, who saw weakness and exploited it. On Earth, Sonny, a young soldier training for the infantry, watched the footage for the 100th time. His unit had adopted the honey badger as their unofficial mascot. They painted it on their armor, programmed its image into their combat displays. That's what we are, his commander told the assembled troops. We're not the biggest species. We're not the strongest. But we don't back down. We don't quit. And we protect our own. The war turned after that, not because of superior weapons or brilliant strategy, but because humanity had been reminded of something fundamental. Courage wasn't about size or strength. It was about refusing to yield even when every instinct screamed to run. Years later, when Fareya was asked about that day, she always gave the same answer. The honey badger didn't save me because it was brave. It saved me because that's what Earth's creatures do. We fight for our territory. We protect what's ours, and we never ever back down. In the end, Varikan the Merciless became a cautionary tale whispered across 1,000 worlds. The legend who met his end, not in glorious battle, but at the teeth and claws of a creature that simply refused to care how terrifying he was supposed to be. The honey badger, meanwhile, returned to its burrow and went back to sleep. Because honey badgers don't need legends, they are legends. The end.